This the one you do the electric slide to too, right? Mm-hmm. I like that. That's a nice one.
Tupac one. All About You.
Oh, everywhere we go, and every day we go, I see the same hope.
Dedicated to all you HOEs out there.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? It is Thursday. It is Thursday. We have made it through the week. It's through the week. Yeah, we pretty much made it through the week by now, people. Y'all done did it now. Good for you. I'm so proud of you guys. You did a good job. Yes. And I'm so happy to know you all. And that's all I got to say today.
I love it.
Yes. Good. Quick check-in. Miss Tony, how you feeling, honey?
This morning has started off a little bit jiggity. Because I don't know what's going on. My nerves on the way here, I was like, what is going on? What is in the air today? Something's happening. It's August 1st. It is August 1st.
And Sparkle is 11 months old.
It's the first of the month. Sparkle is 7. Come on. Sparkle is 11 months old.
So cash a check and buy him a pup cup. Next month we're having a party.
Dude, can you use your EBT to get dog food? I got my little summer EBT. It's burning a hole in my purse. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to buy.
Tell you, I got yoked yesterday at the Brothers because I was like, swipe, decline. Ooh.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
I was so sad.
They didn't give you a separate card?
No.
I got a separate card. It's a little white one.
Oh, maybe I got to wait for that one because I swiped that so hard, boy, and I was stressed out because I didn't have the dime for the bag. Oh. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Because I'm definitely not paying with my card so I can pay the 10 cents. And then I swiped it and... yeah, that was a whole $27.
$27?
$27.
Dang.
Boy, I was mad.
I was super excited about getting the summer EBT because, I don't get no benefits from my child. And so when they sent it to me, I was like, oh, let me use this before they realize the mistake.
But that's what I don't understand. My child got an IEP. He's in Boston Public School. Poor kid, I don't get no benefits. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I know. Well, that's what I was surprised about because he's not in Boston Public School, and usually we don't get any of the benefits. All those summer programs for the free museums and all of that, we don't get any access to that because he's not in a public school. So when they sent me this in the mail, I was like, oh shoot, okay. But like I said, I need to hurry up spend it before they realize that they sent it to me by mistake. But then knowing me, they'll take it out of my taxes next year or some foolishness like that. So I don't know. Yeah. That's that. I had a very good afternoon and evening yesterday. Sauce, I was in my nap, and Sauce sent me this and said, watch this. And I happened to catch the criminal Donald J. Trump at the National Association of Black Journalists.
I saw that this morning.
What was it, a conference?
Yes.
And they had him there, and they were asking him questions. And I sat there, and as I watched it, I said, what do Trump supporters hear when they hear him? Because he sounds like he does not have a brain that works inside of that big ass head of his.
They don't. So what I'm deducing from speaking to black male Trump supporters, because again, I have never come across anybody else. Like I haven't. I really just have not come across, I don't personally know a female Trump supporter. Like I don't know them. It's always black males. And today, it's not, I don't think that they hear. I don't think that they don't hear. I think they don't care. They have decided that it is better to know Trump because they know who he is and they hear what he's saying. So they want to take their chances with the dictatorship instead of voting for someone who is not black.
I was intensely embarrassed for people who support Trump yesterday, watching what I saw, and I was like, "Is this for real?" First of all,
so break it down. Let them know, but give them. Can you break it down? Is it in our stories?
I don't know if it's in this. No, it's not in the stories.
I can find some clips for it.
So it was. Trump was being. He was. I don't know if he was invited. Well, obviously he was invited.
Yeah.
So he was invited to the National Association of Black Journalists, and there, I think the main person that was questioning him was somebody whose name is Harris, who is a very well-known Black female journalist, and there were some other Black female journalists that were asking him questions. And they were just asking him questions just about his policies, things that he's said, things that he's done. J.D. Vance, they asked him a lot about. They were about to get into Project 2025 when they ended up being cut off by his people. And as I watched him for like the half an hour that I was watching them talking to him, I was wondering why his people wasn't stopping that train wreck all the time before. Like, y'all don't want to be like, hey, not that question, or hey, let's get him off the stage, because he was digging himself a grave yesterday. It was so embarrassing. They asked him questions, and he never answered any of the questions directly.
He interrupted her as soon as she started. She came on. She asked him a question about his policies. Yeah, and he was like, "Wow." Well, that's such a way, for me to be invited here. That's such a welcome for me to come, for me to have. Yeah. And then he started just going off, and then he started talking about the Black jobs.
Well, so of course. So I have here 4 takeaways. So Trump takes spotlight, Trump takes back spotlight with inflammatory comments to Black journalists. 4 takeaways. He was so insulting to them. He called them rude and all kinds of things, like during the thing or whatever. So former President Trump, and we're starting off with this, which is national news, but former President Donald Trump reinserted himself into the spotlight seized by new Democratic rival, and in familiar fashion Wednesday engaging in a string of inflammatory comments, this time questioning Vice President Kamala Harris' racial identity. Trump falsely asserted during an event with Black journalists that Harris, an Indian, was Indian all the way and suddenly became a Black person. He also gave credence to those suggesting Harris didn't deserve to be vice president by saying she could be in the job because of a push for diversity, equality, and inclusion.
So here goes some of the
I'll add this.
The takes. So this was her very first question.
You have pushed false claims about President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe Black district attorneys. You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Ask the question. You don't even say hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're
A lot of people did not.
network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the Black population of this country. I've done so much for the Black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina.
You know, he was going to mention him.
One of the greatest programs ever for Black workers and Black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically Black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. Here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was fake news network.
He's such a pompous piece of crap. That whole thing, first of all, there was a big controversy surrounding that in the first place because a lot of people, including a lot of the members and the panelists of the NABJ, were really against him getting the platform to speak in the first place. And I do believe that he took the opportunity to do exactly what he's been doing, be disrespectful, tell a bunch of lies, just go after Biden and Kamala. I think that at one point he forgot who was actually running for president because he went at Biden so hard. And it was just really just kind of crazy. It was like real insane. It seemed like
he's going a little senile too. As well.
Yeah, that's what I was. I said something's wrong with his brain. Like something's wrong. He didn't answer any of the questions directly.
He did say that he was gonna go. That he would be up to take a competency test, though.
Because he said he's taken 4 already and passed them with flying colors.
I don't believe that.
And passed them, aced them.
Yeah, aced them. He aced them.
He aced the test or whatever. He's completely incompetent. I don't know. I don't know. But it was embarrassing yesterday to think that there would be people who could pick something that he said and try to make sense of it.
There was, back to your original question, when it comes to Trump supporters.
Yeah.
I think that they don't even, like Amber Rose went on and said he's doing great. What is it that they are hearing and are seeing that says I am doing great? Another man told me, he ain't lied. Everything that he said was facts. No, they actually fact checked it and he was about 96% lying. They don't believe in fact checking. It's just like I heard a clip of something and that's what it is.
Yeah.
Their biggest thing right now is that she's not black.
Yeah.
How?
But what does that matter though?
I don't know. Yeah. Because she lied about who she is. She can't be trusted because she was such a hardcore Indian American before that they don't trust her because now she's all of a sudden black.
When was that?
He said that she changed herself to black.
Yeah, all of a sudden she's now with the blacks.
But when was that she was just hardcore an Indian American?
I don't think that was.
Nobody knows.
Because
right.
In college, how old are you in college? 17 to about 21?
Right.
In college at 17 to 21, when you go to a historically black college and you pledge a historically black sorority, the oldest in the country, what does it mean to you that she, as a proud Indian American with no black in her, she would go across the country to go to a historically black college and then pledge a historically black sorority for her to have an identity crisis?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused.
Yes.
I guess so.
I don't know, but again, I mean, I guess in some ways it was good to have him on there for black people or for people of color, for people who don't, whatever, or who are paying attention to this race, to see him and to hear him the way that he was. I think that is probably going to be one of the most negatively impactful occurrences for him throughout this campaign, because it was really, 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 it was bad. It was bad.
It was bad.
Yeah. Whatever people thought of Joe Biden during the debate, this cleared that out of the way, because this was so
pompous.
Bad.
He was so sure about himself, and that's what he did say. Somebody did mention he did said the vice president doesn't matter. Yet he attacked her for being the worst vice president in history.
Yep,
but then pretty much said that JD Vance, it doesn't matter who's the VP pick, which I think is crazy to say.
Yeah.
Because you being the oldest you might be the oldest president in the world at some point. You have already one assassination attempt on your life. Yeah. You don't think that's important that you have a predecessor that is competent and able to do the job of running the country, and you want to say the VP doesn't matter?
They did ask him. They said, do you think that JD Vance would be ready from day one, because he had mentioned something about Kamala Harris being the worst.
And he said, don't matter.
And he said,
the man said the VP don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter, because when do you really see them? Seriously, and it's just so crazy to me that you would be like, oh, okay, it don't do this, the verification code. It doesn't, America is a shit show. And that's
the
all
other
I
day,
know.
I was like, I'm depressed. And my friend said, well, why are you depressed? And I said, I'm a single black mother living in America. What is more depressing than that?
The only good thing about this is living in Massachusetts. We do have a lot of liberties. Yeah, we do have a lot of liberties, and we do have a lot of provisions in place to prevent any of his policies from really, whatevering. But I do, like, especially for the people that live here and going hard for him, you live in a blue ass state, a blue AF state. We not flipping for no Trump. So you can go over there and vote all you want to. I don't want to make it seem like they vote don't count, because it do count for, general population numbers to show who you guys really liked. But, I don't know. I don't know.
Sauce to you.
I don't know. But let's get into the show.
Yeah, man, real quick. How was last night? Barris Hammond?
Oh, yes. So then we went to Barris Hammond last night. Barris Forever Giving Thanks tour. We were out there. Deep, little Spark FM posse.
And I wanted to take a picture, but we slipped a little early.
We should have taken the picture when we went. Barris Hammond. He is incomparable. He is legendary. Barris is definitely getting up there in age, but he came out and he performed. And that was nice. It was good to, of course, see him there doing his thing. He did his hops. He did his dances. He said ratted. It was nice to see Barris.
Hush.
Of course. That's classic Barris. So, he was there, but he's definitely up there in age. You can tell the effects that he's been touring for how long has he been touring?
Jeez, about 30 years.
30 years plus, right? So you can tell that Barris is getting up there in age. His band was very, very good. He is a band of very little men. That is a band of very little merry men that he has with him. But his band was very nice. Our seats were really, really good. And it's Barris, and I was very, very glad that I got to see him, and that's what I will say.
I am glad that I seen him as well. It is not the Barris that I have valued seeing. It was a complete, I don't think that he sang. I think that he muffled words. I think that he was just, kind of belting out singular words. He never sang a full song, not one full song. And it was very, he's fragile. He looks frail and fragile. And I think that might have been one of the last of his concerts. I don't know. I was just very, I wasn't very happy. I wasn't, because I love him. I feel like I've seen him about 6 or 7 times, and this was nowhere near. Even the last time that we saw him at the Chevalier 2 years ago, that was an amazing concert. Like he was singing, he was dancing and singing. This one, I don't know what happened. I'm so sad. A legend.
Okay, but I mean, he's a legend. He's
a legend.
It's just unfortunate that he don't have like a Grammy or something.
Yeah.
A major accolade.
Recognition.
He never has, but he does need to definitely get some recognition for his longevity and just his songs. His songs are just all so classic, and I think that the audience recognized that last night. And so the audience, like as Sauce said, he didn't complete any songs, but the audience sang because we all knew the songs. So he would come out, sing a few, whatever, do a little ad libs or whatever. But the audience took control and did the show last night. And I think that for most people, the sentiment was the same. And then it was just like, but we got to see Barris, and Barris is still doing his thing. So.
Yesterday as well, a quick, we'll get into this later on too, but the world boss has been freed. Big shout outs to Vibes Cartel. He was released yesterday by the courts. They said they will not be doing a mistrial. And he will not have to go back and do something else. So he is now free.
World boss.
Free world boss. Gaza, me say. It's Gaza.
And even when they made that announcement, everybody was still trying to figure out, is it free?
It's free?
Yeah, right.
Is it free?
Yeah.
Right.
You sure it's free? All right, let me post it. But when it started hitting all the news outlets, it was really kind of dope to see everybody give him such good support. He looks bad. He looks bad, and I hope that he takes some time out.
They showed.
He did a video. He did a little TikTok or a little reel or something like that with his girlfriend leaving the jail with a big bottle of champagne.
Okay.
And his face is so big. And I know that I just really hope that he takes the time out to really like take care of himself and get back better, because they're already predicting that his concerts worldwide will absolutely be 100% sold out.
Absolutely.
Like absolutely.
Yeah, but he's got to take a year and get into good health and get himself fixed up though, because he didn't get any medical care or very minimal medical care while he was in jail, and so he needs to get some infusions and get some IVs and get some things and all of that. And
need the works.
Yeah, and then come out strong. I can't wait for that.
Get a primary care physician.
Yes.
Make sure that he go and get his checkups and things as such. Poor thing. I wonder how good that must feel to be released after. I mean, regardless, I can't say regardless. He was locked up for a crime, which I don't understand how he got such locked up when there was no evidence of him doing nothing. I just don't get it. I don't get it. What was the plan surrounding that case? How did he do that with no weapon and no body?
They said that he ordered it.
Oh.
He was a mastermind behind that.
They had witnesses that said that he did or something like that, because that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
Sean Storm and the young lady that was arrested as well.
Oh, okay. Do we have a show?
I don't see the video. I don't see the TikTok from him leaving jail.
It was on right there. The second one right here.
Second one?
Yep.
All right.
That second one, yeah. This is the one of him. I don't know if he was leaving jail or if he was just driving in a car.
Oh.
See?
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's his girlfriend.
Audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Y'all need to go. Make sure y'all go treat the real boss good, man. And
yeah, they said that his girlfriend has stuck by him throughout the years while he's been in prison.
That's my man. I'm stick by him.
Boy, I tell you, she's smart though. She's smart because now, real boss. He's gonna get all the money. It's so interesting how you make so much money after you leave jail. Is that like what street cred is? Him and Buju selling out the damn TV.
But I mean, when you have
garden.
catalogs, when you have iconic catalogs like them, they have timeless, iconic catalogs.
I think Tony was saying the other day, last time we saw Buju, he was like at the Avalon on Lansdowne Street. Like now
it was a House of Blues.
Now bro is literally, selling out the TD Garden.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what happens when you haven't performed in the States for like, 10, 15 years?
That's lit. I ain't mad at it. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, Buju hasn't performed in the States for almost like 20 years. I was in high school.
They said that Kamala might pick vibes for VP.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Kamala Harris and the world boss. That sounds like a great thing to me. What am I looking at?
No.
Interesting. Okay, so let's get into this show. It starts right now for real.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Spark FM. Your music your way all day, every day. Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387. Advertise your business brand or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information.
Jump, a Mac Daddy make it jump, 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 a Mac Daddy make it, crisscross to make it. What happened to these boys?
One of them died.
Yes.
Oh,
one of them died.
Yes.
That was Chris Kelly. Chris
yes.
Kelly got passed.
From liver? Something with his liver?
Yeah, he had something.
Today is Thursday, August the 1st. It's going to be a high of, golly, 94 degrees today.
I like it.
Ay.
It was hot this morning. When I woke up, I stepped out of my room and I was like, damn, it's hot.
Wednesday, winds in the west from 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sun and clouds mixed in. Really? Really? That's what it says? Let me see what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is 91. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's going to rain, but there'll be 87 and 85. And then next week, we get back into very regular weather of 76s and around there.
Nice.
But the next 2 days, it's going to be a scorcher. It's going to be a scorcher. No carry.
No
carry. There's not a lot of bright people in this world, and I'm getting upset. MBTA launches new tap to pay system. What you need to know. It's here. Your next ride on the T is about to get a lot easier to pay with the MBTA's new tap to pay system, which begins on Thursday today. I'm going to take the train today. T officials say, I don't know.
I'm not telling anyone.
I'm not telling you. T officials say this feature should help reduce travel time and stress for many riders. We have taken the train once, whether to work, downtown, a friend's house. But what if you have a friend in town? Officials are trying to remove a step to make the path to your destination easier. All you have to do is tap, wait for the green check mark, and you're done. Go to Menashe Kawangari.
For some reason, I'm not getting audio.
All right, Komashe Kamangario, I'll do your job for you. Officials are trying to remove a step to make the path to your destination easier. This new feature being rolled out today at all gated subway stations, as well as on MBTA buses, Green Line trolleys, and Mattapan Line trolleys. It's giving another option to T riders who, up until now, have to use the Charlie card, reloading money on it all the time. Now they can skip the middleman and just use their card.
I thought the Mattapan Charlie was free. I always thought that.
No, the Mattapan Charlie's not free. It's only free from, what is it? How'd it go?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's not free.
Okay.
The Charlie
transfer.
The Charlie cards
That's
are not going away. Commuters still have the option of using them on the existing fare gates or fare readers. They just cannot be used on the new tap pads. Those who pay using cash, ride the commuter rail, the ferry, use a weekly or monthly pass, or use a pass from a school or employer are being asked to continue using their pay method. Governor Maura Healey will get a first look at the new tap to play feature on today. I'm excited about it.
No, that's good. I think that's good.
Because ain't nobody got time to go and read and all kind of stuff. Let me on this
machine.
Get your receipt.
Stand in the line.
Find your card after because you threw it away by accident when you took your phone out your back pocket. Yeah. Things like that. Yeah. Make life easier for us commuters.
I agree.
James Whitey Bulger killing Paul DeGlario to be sentenced. Wait, he wasn't sentenced already?
That's what I thought, too.
I thought that this was a long time ago story.
They killed Whitey Bulger, what was that? At least 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No. Schneider said he still got T tokens. Wow.
Oh, wow. This is the Boston Globe, and this is doing stupidness to me. Oh, here we go. One of two Massachusetts men accused of beating notorious South Boston gangster James Whitey Bulger to death at a federal prison in West Virginia in 2018. When was that? 5 years ago? 18. 6. Is scheduled to appear in U.S. District Court on Thursday for a change of plea and sentencing hearing. Paul J. D. Colgorio, 50 of Lowell, reached a plea agreement with federal prosecutors in May that remains sealed. However, recent court filings indicate the government has backed off of its claim that DeGlario actively participated in the vicious attack on Bulger and now allege he served as a lookout while another inmate, Fotios Freddy Gias, a mafia enforcer from West Springfield, killed the elderly gangster. A mafia enforcer.
Oh, so he wasn't a part of the he didn't kill him. He was a lookout.
Yeah, he was a lookout. But they said at first that it was two men that attacked him. But it's unclear whether prosecutors have agreed to drop any counts against the man who was indicted in 2022 on charges of conspiring with Freddie to kill Bulger, first-degree murder, and assault resulting in serious bodily injury. The conspiracy and murder charges both carry a maximum sentence of life in prison.
Weren't they already serving life?
Let me see. Freddie, a mafia enforcer. I just think that that's so cool. A mafia enforcer. I think that's awesome. Is serving a life sentence for his role in the 2003 murders of Springfield mob boss Adolfo Big Al Bruno and an associate. He also has a sealed plea agreement and is scheduled to appear in court on September 6th for a change of plea and sentencing hearing. Yeah, so
he was already in jail for killing a mob somebody.
Yeah, and then I guess he was an informant for getting some other local mafia leaders locked up. Bulger, he spent 16 years on the run and was a fixture of the FBI's 10 most wanted list before his capture in 2011. Yeah. He was sentenced to life in prison in 2013 for killing 11 people while running a sprawling criminal enterprise from 1970s to the 1990s.
Rolling one.
He was 89. He was 89 in a wheelchair when they killed him. I don't think that's justified.
And I'm bad boy.
So that's the question that we had the other day. Remember when we were like, would you rather be on the run and then get caught in your old age?
Yeah.
Or would you rather be caught and then come out in your old age? That was Whitey Bulger.
Because he did that. Yeah. He went on the run. He lived a fancy free life on the run. Then he came back in a wheelchair, old, and somebody beat him to death. That is the way to go out.
Yeah. Had money in the wall. There was a movie made about him.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, Miss Bev, all the way from BIM.
Top of the morning.
Bring us some chevette and some, I want a chicken and potato.
Yes, and I would like a beef and potato.
I want a beef and potato as well. Give me two. We want 2 each.
Yes.
And what else we want?
Some
flying fish and cuckoo.
Yes, that's it. That's what I like. That's the food I like. All right. Watch Larry say something about Chefette is nasty. Watch.
Larry. Toddler hospitalized after falling from a 3rd-story balcony in Revere. I'm not going to get into that because I don't know what's going on. Netflix Love is Blind is casting in the Boston area. Yeah. Here's what the EVP...
You wouldn't go on Love is Blind?
I don't know what that is.
It's a show where they put you in dating pod. So you're in a pod just like this. So let's say it's this room and then there's another room connected to it. And you and a girl that you will never see will talk and fall in love. And you'll date these people and then you'll fall in love with their character, their intelligence, their voice, and their personality. And then you get it. And then if you decide that you want to propose to her, then you will get to meet her and then you guys will go live together for a couple of weeks and then get married.
Alive. It's such a good show.
It's so good.
It's so good. Would you do it, Sauce?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Looking for love, a Netflix hit reality show, Love is Blind, is casting in the Boston and New England area for an upcoming season. Love is Blind is looking for single people in the Boston and New England area interested in finding the love of their life. Donna Driscoll, the executive vice president of casting at Kinetic Connect Casting, said the show is looking for open and authentic New Englanders. There's a level of authenticity and genuine character that I've seen in the time we spent on the East Coast that makes me very excited that this is probably one of the key elements of success on Love is Blind. It's casting in including New England, Columbus, Ohio, Atlanta, Georgia, and Miami, Florida. The show's casting company, Kinetic Content Casting, posted on Instagram. Who should apply? How to apply? You can go onto the link and you can apply. The online application is the first step in the process. They ask you a bunch of questions. What is Love is Blind? Love is Blind is a reality show that explores whether a romantic love can form without knowing what the person you're dating looks like. It is 15 single men and 15 single women from the same region date without seeing each other over the course of 10 days. The couples get to know each other inside a pod, a room separated into 2 sections so participants can hear but not see each other. They can only meet each other face to face if they choose to get engaged. The show follows the couples from when they are inside the pods to when they walk down the aisle and beyond as they navigate their life together. So excited about everybody doing this.
I like Love is Blind.
The only thing is, we are old.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. They need to do a Love is Blind for older people, which I think that they need to do that.
Isn't that the Love Boat?
That's rude.
They still got that?
No. What the hell is the Love Boat, Tristan?
The Love Boat was not a reality show about dating, though.
The Love Boat is a little,
Wasn't there some kind of show like that, though? I don't know. I'm just talking.
There's so many questions here on this application. I would never get, it's too much. I can't.
No, but see, like I would do Love is Blind. And I think that that's the kind of situation that I need to be in, because I do need to fall in love with somebody's personality before seeing them, because I'm very...
And then you see them.
I only don't think it will work for you because of the height factor.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because of the height thing that I have, I would have to meet somebody in that way and be like, oh my gosh, he's got such a great personality that I would overlook that. I do know, though, if that door opens and I have to look straight at him, that my face would turn up. I really, I can't.
Because I feel like that's when it all goes to hell.
Yeah.
Is that first meeting when you see him and you look at him and he's 5'5" and you're like, oh hell, like what now? I think if you didn't have that, I have it too, so that's why another thing too. And I feel like they'll try to pair me because I'm already small with somebody small and be like, oh, it's love, you shouldn't care about it.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that they know that he's got to be at least 5'9". At least, at the very least.
And you know what? And 5'9" is probably a good height for me, right?
Yeah.
But on paper, that doesn't feel right for me. It's just so 5'9". Like, why not 5'10"?
Yeah.
5 in a double digit. Like, I like that.
5 in a double.
That feels good to me. And I feel bad about that because I'm short and fat, right? So, like, you can't really be too... Not that I can still be picky about what I prefer, but it's just like, that's a thing for me. Like, I just really just don't like... I don't like short men. I don't...
Miss Tony don't want no short tort man.
Don't want no short, eeny, meeny, teeny, weeny, little, short.
My baby's father is the biggest blackest man I could find, and so that's because I knew that that's the type of men that I wanted to bring into this world. I didn't want no little men in this world. Not for me. Jesus Lord.
No, well, on that note,
jeez, my God. This is prayer.
Talk about something else.
Elizabeth Warren introduces new bill targeting the housing crisis. What you got to say, Liz?
Where'd she come from, Pocahontas? I love that name for her. I would be like, yes, that's what I am.
Me, I'm Poca. The legislation would invest hundreds of billions of dollars into creating new housing. Oh, yeah. And helping low income and middle class families. I just want them to leave out the new housing part and just helping low income and middle class families get a home. I think that if we focus on helping the people, we will find and discover that we don't need to build any more housing. We can just put them in the housing that has already been built that nobody's living in because they can't afford it.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. If they take down Kearney Hospital and make houses, I will not be happy. I will be very upset because that is not something that we need here. Thank you, LaWanda.
So,
Larry, shut up.
What he said?
He's 5'9", so he gave me red flags and middle fingers.
That's not nice, Larry.
Right.
She's not nice either. So you both behave.
I didn't say anything bad about short men.
You did.
I didn't say anything bad about them. I just said that that's not my preference.
You said you don't want to bring any more of them into the world.
No, I do not.
See, that's bad. Okay. Senator Elizabeth Warren announced new legislation Monday that would invest hundreds of billions of dollars into combating the housing crisis. The only way to dig our country out of this housing crisis is to build more housing.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone has a place to call home.
Yes, Catherine, where you been? They closing Kearney, girl, at the end of this month.
Warren said in a statement, my bill would make bold investments into our country's housing and encourage local innovation to lower housing costs even more. And it's all paid for by getting the America's wealthiest families to chip in. Warren teamed up with Senator Raphael Warnock of Georgia. He was the one who went after our boy, what is it? Huckleberry Coon. Emmanuel Cleaver of Missouri to sponsor the legislation. She introduced it during an event Monday at affordable housing developer Urban Edge in Roxbury. More than 30 Massachusetts mayors, including Mayor Michelle Wu of Boston, signed a letter of support. A number of other congresspeople, including Senator Ed Markey and Rep. Ayanna Presley of Massachusetts, are on board. The bill would use almost $550 billion to support federal housing and housing maintenance programs. By far, the largest investment would be $445 billion into the Housing Trust Fund, which distributes grants aimed at creating more housing and preserving existing homes. The lawyers are hoping to incentivize local governments to eliminate unnecessary land use restrictions that can seriously increase construction costs. Through a new grant program, $10 billion would be allocated for infrastructure spending in communities that ease zoning rules that restrict housing development.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. All I hear is more houses.
Lawanda just said right here, when are the hackers going to take the credit system? She said, wipe out everybody's debt, and that will help a lot of folks.
Boy, I tell you.
Why can't y'all do that?
Boy, I tell you. Just, forget all of this housing. All you got to do is invest this 450, how much billion?
Billion something.
All it is $550 billion into wiping people's credit card debts out.
Yep.
Hello.
And then let them have at it.
If you have less than $10,000 debt, just write that off. Write it off real quick. Let it go. I like it.
I like it as well.
Let's propose that bill.
How do we make a bill?
How do we make a bill?
Chat GPT.
How do we make a bill?
We want to make a bill for hackers to be able to erase credit.
You trying to learn how to make a bill? Some people still trying to figure out how to pay it.
That's what I'm saying. Make a bill to get rid of bills. Yeah, I like it.
You want to go to commercial break?
Yeah, let's go to commercial break. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
You are enjoying the miracle of radio.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
If you're talking, they will hear you. Every single time.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah. 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
You try.
What does it feel like to fly? To reach new heights? To face your fears? To race? What does it feel like to discover? Scream out loud. What does it feel like to soar? Fly through fire. Flip head over heels. To beat the villains. Make new friends. To feel weightless. What does it feel like? It feels like this.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-Made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Spark FM.
Weezy boy, make me dance. Daddy-o, make me dance.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM. Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
Tell me how you want it, yeah. Call me and I'm over.
Spark FM.
Don't quit so quick to walk away. Gonna rock my body night and day. Come on, shisha, my shisha, shisha. Come on, shisha, my shisha, shisha. It's time for our national and world news on Spark FM Online. Saucy and Friends in the Morning. Hot Sauce, Miss Tony Rockstone Trismus.
That's me.
It's time for our national and world news, Miss Tony. Hit us.
I am ready to give you the news of the world.
Boy, I'm sleepy.
Child.
Boy, I'm sleepy.
And drinking a little warm tea is not helping.
It make you want to lay down.
And then the AC kicks in. You're drinking a warm tea and then the AC is kicking in
Put a little
cold
blanket on.
Ooh. Comic-Con sex trafficking sting results in 14 arrests. That is just nasty.
That's terrible.
An anti-human trafficking sting at last week's San Diego Comic-Con International resulted in 14 arrests of people seeking to purchase sex and the recovery of 10 potential sex trafficking victims. Authorities announced on Wednesday. The operation involved law enforcement officers working undercover as sex buyers in order to identify traffickers and victims, as well as the posting of fake advertisements soliciting sex.
I want to be a sex buyer.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the guy in the wheelchair that was going around on the internet last
Wait,
week.
what?
Like a disguise, it's like Halloween.
Wait, press pause.
What? Look at me, you're so cute. To Catch a Predator, there was a viral To Catch a Predator clip going around the internet the other day. The predator that they caught was a man who was in a wheelchair who was like visibly very, very physically disabled, yeah. And it was just like what he was gonna do. And he thought he was meeting up with like a 14-year-old or something like that. And it turned out to be a grown man that came and caught him, and they were just kind of like interviewing him or whatever. But it was just so. Like, what was you going to do? Well, I don't know.
Did I send it to you?
I think I sent it to you. Go ahead. Go with the story.
A dozen arrests and rescued 10 potential victims of sex trafficking during one of San Diego's most popular events.
NBC7's Dave Summers takes a closer look at the sting operation and why the suspects were targeting Comic-Con.
Comic-Con, it's the ultimate charade, but what law enforcement found behind some masks was not just cosplay.
In here, everybody's like a disguise. It's like Halloween. They feel like they are invisible.
Director of Bilateral Safety Corridor Coalition, Marissa Ugarte, is cheering on the 35 to 50 undercover officers with the San Diego Human Trafficking Task Force working Comic-Con daily to make so many arrests.
Finding these buyers, or predators of the 14 people arrested, for me was like
10 women, one of them just 16 years old. The rest, in their 20s and 30s, were liberated from their traffickers in this sting operation. Ugarte's organization will be caretaking some of those adults.
We do crisis intervention, we do case management, we find them jobs, housing, and everything.
San Diego ranks 13th for human trafficking among a list of large cities. The state attorney general, who organized this Comic-Con sting, says that he's working sex trafficking cases here all year round. During Comic-Con, task force members posed undercover as sex buyers to contact potential victims and arrest their attackers. Fake advertisements soliciting sex were also posted to arrest further buyers.
We will detect you. We will dismantle your operation. We will arrest you and hold you accountable.
The 14 arrested face solicitation charges. Attorney General Rob Bonta tells NBC7 large events that draw hundreds of thousands of people, like Comic-Con, attract traffickers and sex buyers.
These events, unfortunately, often come with a heightened level of human trafficking activity.
The Attorney General says there were numerous sex trafficking arrests in the months leading up to Comic-Con. For someone whose organization takes credit for liberating over 3,000 victims since its creation in 2005, Ugarte calls this Comic-Con sting a success.
Crazy.
That's
crazy.
That's crazy.
It makes sense,
nasty.
It makes sense, though. That's where
Yeah,
sickos would be at Comic-Con.
It would go because you could be in disguise. You could do whatever you want.
Those are the computer nerds. Those are the, you know what I mean?
That's great. I sent Tristan the video. I don't know. He's gonna play, and it's not playing because he's the disabled man. But a predator is a predator, and it's nasty and disgusting, and it gotta be some type of it's a mental instability because, sir, what?
Yeah.
What?
So this is the guy that
this
was
is
on
the guy,
How to
the
Catch a
predator. Listen to it. Put the audio on.
Oh, this is audio. Wow.
Because he's serious about it.
Yeah. So, how old was the person that you did invite over here tonight?
He said he was 18.
Really?
Yeah.
Would it surprise you if I have the whole conversation, Drew? And honesty is obviously your best policy.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about this?
No, my roommate's on his way here right now.
So do you want to talk about this or no?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you just want me to go outside and call the cops?
No, you don't need to call the cops, dude. My roommate's already on his way. I told him what I already told him that.
What'd you tell him?
Dude.
You want to talk about this or no, Drew? This is a pretty serious situation, don't you think?
It is, yeah. I told my roommate I thought you were trying to get me.
Who?
I told my roommate I thought you were trying to get me.
Okay, Drew, so like I said, man, I want to have a conversation. Can we talk about this or no?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Dude, you don't need to call the cops.
No, I'll call the cops.
No, you don't need to call the cops.
I'm gonna call the cops. You want me to go outside? I'll call the cops.
No, you
no
don't
problem.
need to call the cops, dude.
And it was so that was real because that was from national news that you were.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is what I'm not saying that if you are disabled, you have inability to do things. When the 14-year-old came over there, you don't think that the 14-year-old would notice that it is kind of hard to do? I don't know. What do I know?
I don't know what you're saying. I don't
know either. I'm just a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
I'm nervous because this is what the world is.
Yep.
It's a slew of unhinged people, diverse, unhinged people that are just behaving badly.
Yep.
And I am sad about it.
Yeah. It was that was crazy. That was the comments.
What do you do? Look at Larry. Go away.
Trump declines to back away from the "you don't have to vote again" line, and this was something that we are all very concerned about. I didn't.
This is one of the questions I wanted them to ask yesterday too.
Did they ask him? They didn't. Okay, the former president, in an interview on Fox News, declined to back away from his comments and repeated his argument that if he's elected, the country will be fixed and their votes won't be needed. Former President Anyways, Donald Trump, in an interview broadcast Monday night, repeated his recent assertion that Christians will never have to vote again if they vote for him this November, and brushed aside multiple requests to walk back or clarify the statement. Mr. Trump said last Friday to a gathering of Christian conservatives, "I love you. You got to go get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good, you're not going to have to vote." His interviewer on Monday, Fox News' Laura Ingraham, noted that Democrats have highlighted that quote as evidence that Mr. Trump would end elections, and urged Mr. Trump to rebut the what she called a ridiculous criticism. But Mr. Trump declined to do so, repeating a pattern he frequently employs, in which he makes a provocative statement that can be interpreted in varying ways and makes no attempt to quiet the uproar. This comment was especially striking given his attempts to overturn the 2020 election and his shattering of other Democratic norms. The exchange began with Miss Ingraham, when Miss Ingraham told the former president, they're saying that you said to a crowd of Christians that they don't have to vote in the future. Mr. Trump started off his response saying, "Let me say what I mean by that. I had a tremendous crowd speaking to Christians in all I mean. This was a crowd that liked me a lot." He added that Catholics are treated very badly for this administration and that they're persecuted, God. Then digressed, saying that Jewish people who voted for Democrats should have your heads examined, a sentiment he has expressed many times before, drawing a criticism of anti-Semitism. He then reiterated his statement from Friday. "I said, vote for me. You're not going to have to ever do it again. It's true, because we have to get the vote out. Christians are not known as a big voting group. They don't vote. And I'm explaining that to them. You never vote. This time, vote. I'll straighten out the country. You won't have to vote anymore. I won't need your vote."
What does it mean?
It means exactly what he means.
Right. Miss Ingraham, offered him a off-ramp. "You mean you don't have to vote for you because they'll have you for 4 years in office?" Mr. Trump began talking about gun owners not voting, but Miss Ingraham interrupted him. "It's being interpreted, as you are not surprised to hear, by the left as, well, they're not ever going to have another election," she said. "So can you even just respond?" Mr. Trump cut her off, claiming again that Christians vote in very small percentages and digressing into how he would change voting practices. He then repeated his statement from Friday once more, saying his message had been, "Don't worry about the future. You have to vote November 5th. After that, you don't have to worry about voting anymore. I don't care, because we're going to fix it. The country will be fixed, and we won't even need your vote anymore, because frankly, we will have such love. If you don't want to vote anymore, it's okay." Democracy has been a focus of President Biden and now Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign, as well as campaigns of many Democratic candidates down ballot. And Mr. Trump's comments have intensified these concerns. Donald, I can't go on.
Go on. They need to hear.
I don't know what else. It's just the same stuff, because he's never going to answer the question, and it's going to be people trying to interpret and make sense out of what he's saying, and he doesn't know what he's saying because he doesn't know what he's saying.
He knows damn well what he's saying when he says this. He's trying to fix it so that it was a dictatorship.
I just don't understand why I don't understand why nobody stops the questioning when he doesn't answer a question. Like, don't go on to another question. Stay right there. What does fix it mean? How are you going to fix it? What does it mean?
I didn't know it was broken.
There should be no other questions that follow that besides answer this one question. What does it mean when you say that?
Yeah.
What does it mean when you're talking? When yesterday, one of the other things they talked about was federal immunity for the police, and he was like, "Yeah, they need the chance to do their job," and they were like, "Well, who would be able to figure out?" He was like, "It would have to be, like we would have if it's a really close case, and it's a really close case, then we would have to look at it and see whatever." No, you're telling us that immunity would be decided on by people who are already in place to not want to have any immunity. Mm-hmm. So I don't really understand how are you going to prevent that from being one-sided as it usually is. And then they asked him about, what was it? Police. freeing or pardoning the January 6th.
Oh, yeah.
J6 people.
Yes.
And he said, yes, he would absolutely pardon them. And the girl was like, even though all of these cops that you are given immunity and that you love so much and you praise the cops, they were harassed, they were beaten, they were whatever. And the man went to every other question and answer except why would you give them immunity, but you would not give immunity to other people that attack cops or something like that?
Exactly.
And he didn't, because one side is white and one side is black.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is. And nobody's buckling down on those questions.
He's like, nobody died that day. And, and they were like, but all these people got injured. All of these police officers got injured.
And then he was like, one of the protesters that were out there got shot. And she was the only one. And all she was doing was protesting. That protester almost hurt a cop.
Yep.
And you only saying that because she got shot by a black cop.
Yeah. They said Donald Trump has been clear about what he wants to do if he wins in this November. He repeatedly suggests this November might be America's last election, said he'd terminate the Constitution, and promised to rule as a dictator on day one. Sarafina Chikta, a Harris campaign spokeswoman, said Mr. Trump in the interview suggested he was perplexed by the reaction to his remark and attempted to minimize the whole episode. In one more exchange, Ms. Ingram noted that Democrats were arguing that Mr. Trump might never leave office if elected again. She asked him with a laugh, but will you leave office after 4 years? And he says, of course. By the way, I did last time.
You didn't have a choice.
Right.
Yeah, but you put up a fight too.
You didn't have a choice, and you fought us on it.
Yeah.
And then they also asked him if he realized, because if he does get elected, while in his term he will be the oldest sitting president. If he finds that his health and mental starts to decline, will he step aside? And he said yes, he would step aside. At the same time, you saying the VP doesn't matter.
Right.
What?
Right.
It's contradicting statements like that. You would step aside if you couldn't do the job, which would naturally go to the vice president of the United States, correct?
Right.
And then you're telling us that he doesn't matter, but you'll be the oldest sitting president, but your VP pick doesn't matter because you would step down. What?
Yeah.
I did, and to your question, what do they hear? I said to one of them, serious question, you trust him and your policies and you feel good about it. When you listen and watch him, you're confident in his ability to lead this country. And he said, absolutely. They don't hear anything.
Yeah.
They don't hear anything. It doesn't matter to them. That is what the problem is that no matter what this man says, there are still a bunch of idiotic buffoons in this world that really are like, yes, Trump is the best thing for our country, and they are usually black immigrants at that, or children of immigrants at that,
taking your jobs,
taking your black jobs.
What else do we have in here? Generation X millennials face higher risk of 17 cancers than older generations.
Oh, Lord.
Researchers aren't sure why, but say a combination of factors including obesity, more sedentary behavior, common medications, or chemical exposures is possible. So younger generations have a higher heightened risk of some cancers, new research has found. What is happening in these generations can be considered a bellwether for future cancer trends, said Hyuna Sung, a cancer epidemiologist at the American Cancer Society who led the research. Rates of colorectal cancer, one of the 17 types, has been rising among younger people for decades, a troubling trend that sparked investigation into other types of cancers. Sung and her colleagues used cancer diagnosis and mortality data from two databases, the North American Association of Central Cancers Registries and the U.S. National Center for Health Statistics, to analyze cancer trends in people born between 1920 and 1990 who were diagnosed with cancer between 2000 and 2019.
Medicines to lose weight or treat type 2 diabetes. Now, a new study is showing this new class of drugs may help help lower the risk of 10 different obesity-related cancers. Here's everything we need to know. Dr. Roshni Raj, who's a gastroenterologist and associate professor of medicine at NYU Langone Health. Dr. Raj, good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, another benefit to these drugs. Tell us about this study.
This story of these weight loss drugs, the GLP-1 agonists, is really interesting because we're now learning they may have cardiovascular benefits, maybe mental health benefits, and now the latest is anti-cancer benefits. So we know that being obese or overweight does increase your risk of many different types of cancers, actually 13 different types, some of the most common, including breast, ovarian, esophageal, colon cancer. And this study, which looked at over 1.6 million people, it was retrospective. It looked at their records for over 15 years, found a significant reduction in 10 out of those 13 types of cancers, including esophageal, gallbladder, liver, as well as colorectal.
I mean, is it as simple as you lost weight, you are no longer obese, you are no longer at risk for these particular cancers for that reason?
That's certainly part of it. We know when you're carrying around excess fat and excess fat cells, that increases overall body inflammation, which can lead to cancer. There's increased cell turnover, and every time you're turning over cells, there's a risk of mutations that can lead to cancer, as well as hormonal issues when you're carrying around excess fat, and these hormones can lead to cancer. But we don't know exactly if that's the whole picture with these drugs, because, as I said, these drugs are being used to treat addiction and other things that have really nothing to do with weight loss.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because this study in particular only looked at people with type 2 diabetes. So if you don't have that issue or other health issues, is there still a benefit in that regard?
That is certainly a question. You're absolutely right, Chanel. This looked at people with type 2 diabetes, and it was, this was done a few years ago. So I think it's just sort of opens the door for more research on people who maybe don't have type 2 diabetes but are carrying around excess weight. Will they see the same benefit? But we do know that things like bariatric surgery or even lifestyle interventions that are intense that produce weight loss also show a reduction in cancer risk. So there's definitely something there.
Some people may.
That's good, right?
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So many cures. It's so many 2-for-1 cures.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, like, it's these weight loss drugs, and I know a lot of people, make fun of people who are taking them or whatever, but these weight loss drugs have been proven to decrease so many people's comorbidities that that there's a lot of doctors who weren't, such as my doctor, who wasn't prescribing them because she didn't know about them, and now because she's seeing the results in so many of her patients who she's sent on to, like, the weight loss clinic or whatever, because she's seeing the results. I'm no longer pre-diabetic, like all of these things that were going on with me. I didn't get over into the diabetes, which is of course something that affects so many people these days, but I'm no longer pre-diabetic. Like, all of those things are the direct results of these weight loss drugs. And they're battling the addiction, the food addiction that a lot of us have. So yeah, it's food addiction is real. And I think you don't really realize it until you start doing something about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, although we are facing these other types of cancers, all of these cancers that they're saying that millennials, I'm not a millennial, but are facing, there are things that can be done about it. So I think that's great news. Who?
Z?
I'm the one right before millennial.
Gen Z.
Gen Z must be. Maybe that's what it is.
Generation X. Mm-hmm. One of them, Z or
I think I'm Z.
I'm one of them letters.
Tristan?
You
a millennial.
Danielle's a millennial, so you're a millennial.
I'm a millennial.
Like, I'm borderline millennial.
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
I'm between her and you, but you definitely a millennial.
I would go the baby boomers, then they got Gen X, then Gen Z.
So which letter am I?
I don't know.
I don't know, but whatever that is. But that's awesome. A knockdown, drag-out fight erupts over how to cook chicken. How to cook chicken. Why he didn't season the chicken that was cooking. A knockdown, drag-out fight erupted after a woman asked a man why he didn't season the chicken that he was cooking. A family in South Carolina let their chicken preparation preferences get the better of them as a day dedicated to cooking and supper evolved into all according to law enforcement. Anthony Harper, 27, stands accused of 1 count each of assault and battery in the 2nd degree and assault and battery in the 3rd degree over the most slapstick chicken frying fracas, according to the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office. Hope Harper, 25, stands accused of a lone count of 3rd degree assault and battery. At stake in the alleged fight was both pride and poultry. The incident occurred on Sunday, according to an incident report. Deputies were called about a fight at a house on Cody Lane train on the night in question. Authorities would learn about several different spurts of violence between two people, on and off again, contretemps that began over the flavor or apparent lack thereof of chicken being cooked by the man. The woman allegedly told investigators she asked the man why he didn't season the chicken that was cooking so it would crust up. After that, she said he attacked her. I know how to cook, and Grammy was going to season the chicken, Anthony Harper allegedly replied, defending his skills in the kitchen. At that point, Holt Harper allegedly called the man a dumb dog. Then, upon receiving that second slight, he allegedly pushed the woman into the kitchen table and punched her in the face repeatedly. Wow. A third party then made their way to the kitchen and fired a 9mm handgun into the ceiling to stop the attack, according to the report. But the respite did not last very long. At some points, Anthony Harper held back, and Hope Harper allegedly seized the opportunity to gain an advantage. During the lull, the woman began chasing the man around the house with a steak knife, deputies wrote in the incident report. The man then ran into his grandmother's bedroom door in fear of his life, deputies wrote in the report. The Harper's grandmother then came out of her bedroom, grabbed a broom, and swatted at the woman until she put the knife away and retreated. Again, the calm did not last.
What the hell? Were they on? Were they eating? Were they dipping it in crack?
What happened? What is going on here? Anthony Harper allegedly obtained a can of Raid insecticide and began spraying Hope Harper in her face and neck. The woman then allegedly grabbed the can and sprayed him back. Then deputies arrived. They both insisted on pressing charges against one another. Both were arrested that same night and subsequently released on bond on Tuesday.
Yes!
This is two white people fighting over the cooking of fried chicken.
All the chicken.
All the chicken.
All the pig feet. All the collard green. All the hog maw. Hog maw. Hog maw.
They was upset about it.
Spraying Raid, chasing each other with knives, slamming each other, kicking each other, punching each other. What was happening? Shooting in the ceilings. What was that look like?
Over the chicken.
Over the seasoning of the chicken.
Over the seasoning of the chicken. And then our Olympic news. The South Korean sharpshooter Kim Ye-ji has become the unlikely breakthrough star of the Olympics. Social media users have been praising her effortless confidence and style, while others compare her to James Bond and Satoru Gojo, a sorcerer and popular manga jujitsu.
Oh, I do that.
What?
Jujitsu.
Manga jujitsu kansen?
Yes.
All right. So there's some video there of her. She is a standout right now. She's got these cool shooting glasses that look like they came from 2037, and she has been doing the thing. She's a 31-year-old pistol shooter. I didn't even know that was a Olympic sport. Pistol shooting. We can use her. She has done amazingly and is doing really, really well. And she is the standout. She is our Olympian of the day.
Which one is it? The one to the right.
Yeah, this is the right. Yes, the one on the right.
Oh, let me see. Let me see.
Go ahead. See what she's doing.
Are they paused or are we paused? Oh, she shot right there by the 8.
Yeah. We can't really keep it too long because they've been flagging us for the Olympic videos.
I think that's stupid.
Yeah. Larry wants to know how the white Americans lose at shooting. Larry, you gotta go away. You gotta go away. But anyhow, that is the news there that I have for the Nationals.
That's so racist.
I can't stand. You know that Larry is one person.
But he ain't lying.
Not at all.
Jesus.
Not at all.
What's this ankle monitoring system?
I don't know.
We're gonna go
murder, death, kill.
Quick. Generations are loosely defined by birth year. So traditionalists or the silent generation, hey, take note of your birth year, is between 1925 and 1945. I don't believe any of you guys qualify for that age. No. Then we have the baby boomers, which is 1946 to 1964.
Okay.
Generation X, born 1965 to 1980.
Oh.
Then we have millennials or Gen Y are born between 1981 and 1996.
Okay.
We go to Generation Z or iGen or Centennials, and they're from 1997 to 2015 is where our children are.
What are they?
Generation Z iGen or Centennials.
Centennials, okay.
And the generation Alpha is born 2013 to present.
Alpha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good one. Alpha. I want to be an Alpha
so
generation.
that's Noah. Noah's 2013 to present. He's an Alpha.
Oh, Noah's a little alpha male.
Yep.
Oh, that
Makes
is
sense.
cute. Yep. Oh, no, but he's a little bit of both.
Is he?
Because remember, the Gen Z is from 1997 to 2015, so he's a little bit in there.
Oh, okay.
So he's one of those in-betweeners, like Tristan-ish.
So Tristan is what?
Tristan is a millennial.
He is a millennial.
1981 to 1996.
And
I, too, am a millennial.
And I'm a Gen Z.
And you are a Gen X. You're Generation X. Who, if you guys want to know what you are, just write it down. Put your birth year in the comment section, and I will make sure that you know where you land on the chart.
Yes.
With said, With said, it is time for us to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back in a few moments.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The People Station. What is that? Spark FM.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
This is a message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Travel increases your chance of getting and spreading COVID-19. Take steps to protect yourself and others. Wear a mask that completely covers your nose and mouth. Masks are required on planes, buses, trains, and other forms of public transportation traveling into, within, or outside of the U.S. and in U.S. transportation hubs such as airports and stations. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. Wash your hands often, and watch for symptoms of COVID-19. When traveling back to the U.S., you must show a negative COVID-19 test result or have documentation of recovery from COVID-19 before boarding your flight back to the U.S. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19 travel to learn more about travel requirements and recommendations.
Spark FM.
Weezy boy, make me dance. Daddy-o, make me dance.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com.
Turn us up.
Tell me how you want it, yeah. Call me and I'm over.
Spark FM.
Marriage, they go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you, baby, you can't have one without the other.
And I don't know.
Try to separate.
This was love. What is it? Married with Children?
Yeah, Married with Children.
That was a good show.
That was a good show.
Mm-hmm. I like that show.
I like that show.
Need
What
to bring
happened
back
to Al Bundy? He's
good
still around.
quality programming. That was like the modern day All in the Family.
It was.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
It's time for our entertainment news. Let's go see what's going on with your favorite celebrities and all of those different nice people them that is out here doing things. We touched on the fact that the world boss is free as of yesterday. So let's get a little bit into that story and find out how is it that he got free. The Court of Appeal just ruled yesterday that he and 3 co-accused should not be retried for murder. Freedom, a day before Jamaica celebrates Emancipation Day. Today's Emancipation Day. Wow. Caps an almost 13-year journey of arrest, trial, conviction, and a successful appeal for Cartel and Sean Storm Campbell, Andre St. John, and Kahira Jones. Jones, however, will remain in custody because he is serving a sentence in an unrelated case. The highly anticipated decision was delivered by newly minted President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Marva McDonald Bishop. She led a panel of 3 judges, which comprised Justices Paulette Williams and David Frazier. The men were charged in September 2011 and convicted in March 2014 on Clive Lizard Williams' murder. They were sentenced to life in prison in April 2014. Following the unsuccessful challenge of the conviction in the Jamaican Court of Appeal, they went to the Privy Court, Jamaica's highest court. The Privy Court threw out their convictions in March of 2024 on the grounds of juror misconduct, but remitted the matter to the Court of Appeal to determine whether there should be a retrial. The top court said the trial judge should have dismissed a tainted juror, Livingston Kane, who was later found guilty of accepting a bribe to try to influence the other jurors in the case. That's crazy. The Court of Appeals held 6 days of oral arguments on the retrial issue from June 10th. The prosecution, led by Acting Director of Public Prosecutions Claudette Thompson, argued voted for the men to be retried. They argued that the accused men must not be allowed to walk free based on a technical blunder or pretrial publicity as there are sufficient safeguards in the criminal justice system to ensure that the men get a fair trial by an independent, impartial jury. But that didn't make a lot of sense. Go Lisa Evers.
This was a big day for her.
I know she's happy.
The main person in the States that's been covering this for since it started. So shout out to her.
Lisa Evers has it. Lisa, what are we hearing tonight?
Well, Natasha and Steve, it took nearly 13 years, a nonstop legal fight that spanned from Kingston to Jamaica to London. But this afternoon, international dancehall music star Vybz Kartel got the news he's been waiting for. The Jamaica Court of Appeal ordered him and his 3 co-defendants to be released immediately. Now, Adidja Palmer, better known as award-winning chart-topping entertainer Vybz Kartel, was at the height of his career in 2011 when he and 3 other men were arrested and charged in the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. Kartel maintained his innocence throughout and fought the conviction over many years and appeals. Finally, his attorney, Isop Buchanan, took it to the UK Privy Council, which quashed or threw out the guilty verdict last March. But they left it up to the Jamaican Court of Appeal to decide whether to retry the case or release the 4 men. The court cited many factors in their very thorough explanation justifying the release, giving both sides, including Kartel's health condition, which the court acknowledged had worsened during his many years behind bars.
It was a factor because they included it in their reading, and they said that what they were going to read today was not everything that they considered, but the things that they considered that were important. And not only did they mention the medical reports from this doctor, but they also mentioned that the Crown did not object to those.
Mr. Buchanan, what's your first reaction when you heard the justice say the appellants are free?
I was overwhelmed with joy. This has been a long journey, and it was my I told you so moment.
And Attorney Buchanan fought long and hard for this moment and tells us he is now on his way to the Tower Street Correctional Facility that was within the last half hour to finish the paperwork for Vybz Kartel's release. He says before they do anything, he is having him examined by his doctor to see if he's well enough to go home to his family or if he needs medical attention and hospitalization. It's that serious, Natasha.
Yeah, that's the big question. All right, Lisa, thank you so much.
Oh, I tell you.
That is.
World boss.
Yeah.
That's
Free
something to
world
say.
boss. That's nice.
That's cool. I think it's just kind of cool to be able to say that, you know, like, we've been watching I think that most of us have, you know, kind of stayed hip to Vybz Kartel and his everyday life. He has dropped multiple songs and records and projects
He has to
and
be
stuff.
the most prolific artist ever.
Because he really did that he really did that.
Yes.
he
That
never
man was
stopped the
releasing-
beat.
Boy, I tell you.
He was just releasing after release after release after release. Like he never was irrelevant.
Right.
In the dance hall world. Like he was always up top. And I'm wondering how the rest of the dance hall community is embracing that. Are they excited or they know that, you know, like
a little worried?
The king is back, you know, like it's time. It's time. But again, I don't really want to hear anything from him until he is cleared medically.
Yeah.
Like I really want him to just lay low, eat some mango, some coconut water, go bathe in the sea, things like that. You know, like go soak, go get a cleansing. You know, be surrounded by some rastas who uplift him and take away the
Spend some time in the bush.
Yes, you know, exactly. Just that. Like go in the bush and eat from the ground. You know, like just chill out. Relax. You got time. Oh, is Cardi pregnant? What you just had on there just now? Keeping it moving on the front. Cardi B covered up by lots of umbrellas while stepping out of NYC. It just came out too that she has officially filed for divorce with her husband. She looks pregnant as hell.
I think I did hear that she was pregnant.
She is pregnant. She is very pregnant. Cardi B didn't want anyone to see what's going on with her this week because her team was in the midst of a major cover-up while in NYC, and we mean that literally. TMZ obtained photos of the rapper Wednesday out in New York City, and as you can see, something was going on with her and her crew because a bunch of them were trying to hide her behind umbrellas. Cardi stepped out on the 34th of Broadway in broad daylight, dressed in baggy clothes, and her team literally formed a human barrier around her, but look closely at the photos, she's not entirely covered up. The backdrop to all of this, Offset's recent public denial about cheating on Cardi B, a denial referencing an 8-month pregnant woman. As we reported, Offset was recently spotted hanging out in a casino with this woman, not Cardi, but it's not a case of him cheating, just proximity. The way Offset put things, people really need to do the research. I'm at a public place gambling at a casino with a married 8-month pregnant woman. What the F I look like being outside publicly cheating? So, he outed her. Of course, Offset's denial did little to dispel rumors about Cardi possibly being pregnant, although a rep for CB is on the record telling us Offset was not referring to Cardi. Plus, the woman from the Offset photo acknowledged she's 7-month pregnant too.
She didn't look pregnant.
She didn't look pregnant, but Cardi definitely is pregnant in these photos. Yeah. And you know what? Cardi, you already got 2 kids by this man. You might as well keep on having him with him because we know that you're not going to leave him alone.
Yeah,
Divorce or not, you going to still bang him.
I think Cardi's the type of person that she's going to stay with one baby daddy.
At least she going to say that I only got I got 4 kids by the same man. She's not out here with multiple kids.
They already have 3?
2. Two.
They have 2 already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Karma, what is it? Culture and
Cephas.
And yes. But what his name is something else.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like, Clarity. Or something like that. Now they got another one. Yeah, just keep doing it. I'm not mad. No. Just have baby. If I'm not going to have none, but if I do, I might have to solicit some, some of the same DNA. Unless I'm married, then obviously my husband, I'll use his. But if I'm not having anymore. But if I'm not, hey, what you doing? What up? It's a little cup. It's a little cup. Can you just do me a quick favor? No questions asked. I'll be back. Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah.
New secret sex. What does that say? Secret sex?
What?
Secret sex.
YSL? What?
What's that? Oh, secret X.
Ex parte.
Ex parte. I'm like, the purser.
I see that. Yep.
Gossip like Yenties. YSL defense exposes new secret ex parte meeting with prosecutors, judge disparaging attorney for star witnesses.
Another one?
Just end this, mistrial this case already and start over.
No, seriously, there has to be something in the Constitution that says this can't go on.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Is ridiculous.
The scandal-plagued Fulton County legal establishment is facing yet another ethical stress test due to another round of alleged judicial and prosecutorial misconduct in the racketeering prosecution against Jeffrey Young Thug Williams and others. On Wednesday, details of a second secret ex parte meeting between since recused Fulton County Superior Court Chief Judge Ural D. Granville and the two prosecutors in charge of the long-running case were revealed in a supplement to a defense motion for mistrial.
I have right here.
Yes, because I don't know what.
In the YSL courtroom, defense attorneys say they learned of another secret meeting involving the judge that's been kicked off the case.
Now, some attorneys in the trial involving rapper Young Thug say at this rate, the case cannot continue.
You didn't do this. I'm not trying to raise my voice at you. I'm heated right now.
I can tell.
My steam's been coming off my bald head all night.
Atlanta News First Rachel Aragon is live outside the Fulton County Courthouse.
And Rachel, the revelation of the secret meeting renewing calls for a mistrial.
But the
Correct. A new judge overseeing the YSL trial denied several motions for mistrial yesterday, but she still has another motion for mistrial to still rule on. That motion tied to a June 7th meeting that today, defense attorney said they just learned about yesterday.
Wow.
This is gross. This is disgusting.
Early Wednesday morning, the defense firing back at prosecutors and the judge who used to oversee Georgia's historically long trial. Defense attorneys have called for a mistrial based on a private meeting on June 10th involving the state, Judge Ural Glanville, who's now off the case, and a key witness.
It clicked when I read that transcript last night. This is not okay.
Now defense attorneys say they learned of another secret meeting that happened on June 7th involving Judge Glanville and prosecutors.
At no point did the court or the state at that point acknowledge, oh, by the way, there was another ex parte meeting that occurred on June 7th.
Like Mr. Shart, am extremely upset having read that transcript.
Defense attorneys for co-defendant Diamante Kendrick filed a supplement to their motion for a mistrial based on the discovery of the June 7th meeting, alleging Judge Glanville was biased and favored the prosecution.
I would like for everybody to try to take some deep breaths and move forward professionally.
I'd also like to thank Your Honor for the reminder
because this
regarding
is stupid.
Ain't no dick. Please just throw it out.
Bro, because how many misconduct situations has to be going on behind the scene with the officials of this case that before y'all call a mistrial? Just start over.
And what is wrong with the people down there who are like, what is wrong going on?
Why is the judge and people meeting behind chambers about this case? Like, is that normal practice? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know what's going on.
What are we doing?
That's weird.
Everybody get it together.
Free Thugger, man.
Thugger, free world Thugger. Because
that's what me and Sahara was talking about yesterday. She's like, "Oh, Vibes Cartel is gone free," and I was like, "Now all we need to do is free Young Thug and free slime,
free slime, and we good to go. Everybody's freed, you know."
Yeah, Karen Reed.
Well, how was Karen Reed's? Did that start already?
I think she did get a new court date.
Oh yeah, it's in August or something, like August 10th or something foolish. August 12th. Tiffany Haddish is getting dragged online for acting surprised that they have grocery stores in Zimbabwe. She's a clown, so I could see her trying to make a joke. I didn't even know they had grocery stores. Okay, I'm gonna get my shut up. She's also used to sell her panties online, claimed they were Hallie's. Tiffany Haddish is a hustler because she used to sell her panties online under the guise that belonged to Halle Berry. The actress comedian revealed one of the ways she used to make money when she was struggling to make ends meet, explaining her side hustle on the We Playing Spades podcast this week. Tiffany says she would post an ad on Craigslist back in the day claiming to be Halle's housekeeper, and she says folks would shell out $300 for panties they thought belonged to Halle Berry. Instead, people were actually buying Tiffany's underwear, and she says her fake housekeeper persona was known as Rosalinda. It's racist. Now that she's rich and famous, Tiffany doesn't have to resort to such tactics, and she actually knows Halle too. Unclear if Halle knew about the scheme before Tiffany brought it up on the podcast, along Nick Cannon and comedian Courtney B.
It's also corny.
Tiffany's just corny.
Yeah.
And I don't think that she can uncorn. I think it is too late for her to uncorn because she's committed to the corn roll and to the corn roll. Get it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
Me either.
I'm not laughing.
I'm not laughing either because I think it's just corny.
Yeah. Pete Davidson checks into wellness facility for mental health treatment as he should.
Again?
Why hasn't he been there before?
I think he keep going in and out.
Yeah, I think maybe that was drug rehab, and now this is mental health.
They don't got an all-encompassing one where you could get 2 for 1. A twofer. Annalie Chopper sat down with Bobby Atloff. Tell me why she's famous. Tristan, do you watch her? Bob, that little white girl, the little awkward white girl.
Bobby Atloff? No, I don't know.
That sat down with Offset and he dissed her?
Yeah, and then the one who sat down with Sukiana and Tech Sexy Red. How come the white girls keep on getting high podcasts guests for being awkwardly tell me, go to her Wikipedia. Let me see while I read this. They discussed mental health issues and prior thoughts of committing suicide, where she admitted that one day she sometimes had wanted to commit suicide in general. So she is famous for What is the appeal to
I have no idea.
What is the appeal to black people and podcasts and like rappers and stuff?
The streamers
to go on to her podcast.
She's a streamer.
Maybe because she built up herself so much that they can just get more, but they don't need more views.
They don't need no views. They're giving her views. Like, why are you guys giving what is the appeal? I don't know. I think
corny things are popular.
Can't hear you.
Things that are corny are popular.
Yeah, and I mean, because are there more corny people in this world, you think?
Yeah.
And non-corny?
Endless supply.
Oh.
Especially with the rise of social media. Yes, definitely.
It's unfortunate. This is very unfortunate because back in my days, because I'm a millennial, we didn't subscribe to that. Like being corny was a negative thing.
Yeah. She pays for those guests.
Oh, how much it costs? How much money she got to be paying for guests? That's what I'm talking about.
She's so much.
This is what I'm talking about. What's it got to do to get some money around here?
You have to spend money to make money.
Spendo, make hoes.
Oh, and in another news, your good friend, Sexy Red, addresses rumors that she will be performing at Trump's campaign.
And she should. She should.
Is she going to be?
She quickly responded and denied any involvement. They fake and that's cap, she wrote.
I mean, I think that would put the nail in the coffin for his campaign, that of all the rappers in all the land, you got this one to perform. Yeah, we bring out Megan Thee Stallion, you bring out Sexy Red.
Which I was thinking when you were saying how Amber Rose was defending him this morning.
Yeah.
She's not the person that I would choose to defend me.
Me either. Like, in no sort of life would I have even remembered that Amber Rose was an option.
Yeah.
To be somewhere. Yeah. Like, who asked her? Did she volunteer to come speak? Or y'all was like, who would really, really seal the black vote? The one person who doesn't claim to be black in actuality. That's funny.
That's crazy.
That's funny. Amber Rose has been on record saying that she's not black, while Kamala has gone on record for many, many years and said that she is black. Mm-hmm. But you guys would take Amber Rose and not question her identity, but question the identity of the black woman who is telling you that she's black.
The MAGA people ain't all there.
They know. They don't know.
That's crazy.
They don't know.
One of my favorite things to do is to go on, it's pastime, is to go on the internet and to type in MAGA MAGA people and just to ask, you know, like you have a lot of people that go out and with the microphone and they ask the MAGA people random questions. They're idiots.
Yeah.
They're absolute idiots. They can never answer them. They're like,
they can't. And that's what makes, I guess, that what is driving me to continue to speak to them. But I ended one just now with, oh, okay.
They can't think for themselves.
Yeah.
They have to, when you ask them a question, they have to go and look to see what Donald Trump said so that they can respond to you with what Donald Trump said.
Which is so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me because like they don't really even know. Like the one I just woke up. I don't have time to do a deep dive research, but you just woke up and you wrote this status message all strong and wrong. Yeah. And now you don't have time to do research. You just woke up.
Exactly.
Wow.
What can you expect? You know what I mean? It's like asking
if you're voting you were probably not the smartest student in the class all the time.
Don't assume it. Know that they're not.
You are absolutely not.
Yeah.
Anyhow, people, that's the show for today. Today, don't forget, it's Caribbean Americans for Kamala on a Call. We'll be spreading that along our social media. People, don't forget, August 17th. It is now the month of August 17th. We got Kitty's Carnival on the 17th. We have a full entire road parade going the length of Talbot Ave and ended up in Harambe Park. If you are interested in having one of your kids join the Kitty's Carnival, you can go on the BSOCA page. It is BSOCCAH, and look at the infographic with the I think, let me scroll up a little bit. This one, this orange one. Envy Mass still no. That's yellow.
Yeah,
take that down. This orange one here. Envy.
No.
That's yellow.
My bad. I don't know the.
This is Tangerine. Envy Mass, Mirage Masqueraders, Scoops Way Fun Kids, and Dynasty Production still has Little Mass available for anybody who is interested in having their children participate. Socoholics is all sold out. They are officially all sold out. So if you're still looking for a band to have your child join, even if they don't join a band, come out and support. We want the whole of Talbot Ave packed for the children to have a good day. Also, don't forget, Pan on the Plaza is August 21st. Wednesday, August 21st. We'll be on City Hall Plaza with a full concert of Pan orchestrated bands and things as such. Make sure you guys come out. All of these events are free to the public.
Family.
To the whole public, for the whole family. Bring your granny, your baby, your newborn.
Make sure you guys walk with your chairs, please.
Yes, walk with your chairs to sit down and you know, just come out and support the babies. Support the babies. With that said, we'll see you guys later. Bobby Steels is up next for the Bobby Steels Show from 11 to 1. Keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online.
Good morning. You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Broadcasting live worldwide. This is Spark FM.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does